Bonjour.
Diane here at DR Delicacy. Today, in this special times, we are going to intend to cook together by social distancing each other in the kitchen. So we took all the right measures, sanitations, and now we're distancing. So Philippe is a chef, executive chef at the Bravery Hall for Cherry Block. Okay, what are you doing with us today?
So we wanted to do a little Mediterranean package for everybody. I know that everybody has an idea of Mediterranean food, and I kind of wanted to do a little bit more showcasing all the countries that are around the Mediterranean. So we're going to do a little Moroccan couscous, nice. French technique on lamb. We're going to do a little Middle Eastern tzatziki and see how it all flows together.
Okay, walk me through. I'm your sous,
Alright, so
your helper.
Start by searing the lamb. So the lamb comes in a pack with 2 racks. We get about 8 bones on each one. It's so clean and lean already that all you have to do is just kind of like season it real easy.
You wouldn't remove the fat on the...
I mean, depending on the person. On the one that we're going to serve, I already took the cap off, which is that little piece of fat on top.
Okay.
Literally sear. We're going to baste a little bit of the sauce into it, and then we're going to let it rest.
So were you just using a burner and a frying pan? That's all we need?
Yep, that's all we need. Okay. This is some of the olive oil that you guys carry in house.
This is from the south of France, called Provence. It's actually olive oil, and it has some herb de Provence in it. Very cool.
And now we're just going to season the lamb with your mix of salt and pepper and herbs as well. Don't be shy with this thing. You can always put as much as you want. We're going to crust it a little bit with some fresh herbs. In this case, is going to be a little bit of thyme. And then just kind of like push those in a little bit. And check it on the oil, which I really love because it doesn't have a lot of smokiness. You get a real hot sear on it.
Okay.
And that's usually what you want to do with red meat. You want to get a nice, crusty, really flavorful edge to it, and then it'll keep the middle of it nice and rare, medium rare, but it keeps all the flavors on the outside.
And lamb, would you say medium?
Because if it's overcooked, it's going to be too tough. If it's undercooked, it's going to be a little too gamey.
Yeah.
So this is one of those proteins that there should be only one temperature, and I think the medium rare to rare is about as good as it gets.
Fine with me as a French.
Want to get a nice good sear, so if you want to see, you can flip it around and see the color of it. It just has to change.
A little more now?
You want to give it a little more, and nice and golden brown. And another thing you can do while you do that, you can, with the residual oil and herbs, you can just kind of want to baste the back end of it, right? You want to add that and get some crispy ends to the back end of the lamb, which helps if you want to do the slow way. If not, you can always flip it once it's done, and it'll get a nice sear on the bones, and it'll seal all the flavors as it is. Like I said, this takes just literally a couple minutes. I'm going to leave it a little longer because I really like that nice crusty flavor to it. And then once you pull it off, you want to let it rest at least the same amount of time that you cook it. So
same amount of time you cook it, the same amount of time you let it rest.
Yep. No one likes a hot piece of meat. To be honest, like that doesn't really work. You need to let the meat have time to get all the juices back into the meat. So if you want to do what I said, just kind of like flip it, get a nice sear on the bone, and then you put it on your rack and let it sit for a good 10 minutes. And
okay. So while it's cooking, do you want to start teaching me how to do this?
Yeah. So what we did with the couscous, very simple technique is you grab your stock, all the ingredients are going to be on the thing listed. And what we're going to do is once it's hot, you just pour it into your grain. So the couscous is gonna look like it's gonna absorb everything right away, but what you want to do is just kind of cover it from plastic, however you want to do it, and then wait about 20 minutes, and then once it comes out, you kind of fluff it up like rice, and it's ready. So all you have to do for the couscous after that is add all the other stuff. What we're gonna do with that, we're gonna.
Oh, beautiful.
So There's the back end of it. Front. I'm gonna let that rest. So with the same oil that we already have with the flavored lamb, what we did some of your mushrooms. As you can tell, you have an enormous variety of fresh mushrooms here, and it's awesome and amazing. We did shiitake mushrooms and a little bit of pine nuts, so we toasted them all together. So this is basically what we did in the same oil, in the same pan. We grabbed the mushrooms and the pine nuts.
I gave you shiitakes because first of all, it's a common mushroom, so we have them year round, and they're really tiny. So I thought it was gonna work pretty well.
They're beautiful. The size is great.
Okay.
It makes it very personal. Shiitakes get to be several different sizes depending where you are, and these are just perfect. I love it. So basically what we did, we toasted the nuts and the mushrooms together.
A little olive oil or?
A little bit of the olive oil that was already sitting from the lamb. So you got a little bit of the fat of the lamb, you got a little bit of the olive oil, and then we're gonna blister a little bit of fresh tomatoes with it. So a Moroccan couscous has a lot of root vegetables like carrots and zucchinis and like stuff like that. And it tends to be a pretty heavy dish because that's mainly the source of protein that you get. So they make them in tagines and stuff like that. But I wanted to make it more like a side dish and not a main component. So I wanted to make it a little lighter. So there you go. We got the tomatoes and mushrooms and pine nuts, and then we're gonna add some fresh ingredients to it. So just gonna add this to your couscous, to your bowl.
And you can be creative. If you don't have fresh mushrooms or something, you can replace it.
Totally.
You can put mint. I know.
You can put mint. You can put dried berries. It's very popular over there.
Yeah.
I wanted to put a little more acidity to it. So instead of berries, which I was gonna put like lingonberries on it or something like that, raisins tend to be a little too sweet. So instead, I use capers to add a little acidity to it. Chop parsley to it, and then you can just stir it up, and it's already full of flavor. The stock already had all the ingredients in it. It had the salt, the pepper, it had the turmeric, and all those things. So it already kind of cooks it in like rice. It cooks all the flavors in, and then you just add these to it. So if you want to stir that up, and then we'll see how this man comes up. So the last ingredient is going to be the tzatziki. So tzatziki is very simple. The easiest thing in the world. Is probably one of the tastiest things.
I've never made one.
It's super simple. I'm going to show you. So we're going to start with the creme fraiche from Vermont. It's delicious. It's amazing. I have some of these at home already.
Which we sell for caviar every day of the week.
So good. I can eat this by a spoonful. You're going to have about a tablespoon of lime juice to it.
The acidity of the lime just breaks the creme fraiche? Is that what it does? Or?
No, it actually adds another layer of flavor. So if the creme fraiche is already done with acidity, like when you make the creme fraiche, you kind of have to let it sit overnight and kind of break it down that way. So you're just adding to that flavor, kind of like sour cream texture. So that goes really good with the fatness of the lamb, and it goes really good with the couscous. And then I diced up some cucumbers, so that's about 2 tablespoons worth. Use all of them. Put a little bit of garlic in here. And then we're gonna chop up some shallots, some fresh shallots. You're gonna add a little bit more of this chopped parsley on this. And like you said, you can add mint, you can add anything like that. We're gonna add a little more salt and pepper to it to just kind of finish the flavors.
Don't tell me that's it.
That's it. About as simple as it gets. You just kind of give it a good toss.
Okay.
And you have your nice Greek tzatziki, but with a little Persian kick to it, you know. And again, you can get as creative as you want. I like it simple like this. It goes very well with lamb. So
ready to plate?
We'll see how this came out. So this lamb is the one that we did already. Kind of cleaned off the bones. Like I said, we took off the fat cap on this guy, and then rest and let it go. You want to cut in between. You want to put your knife next to the bone, the front bone, and just kind of go through it. Since these are pretty manageable size, I wouldn't mind having a double chop like this per person, you know, and that would give you, between these two, I could probably feed 4 to 6 people. Yeah. And it's a super simple dish. And so you tell me how you want to plate this. And few of these parsley sprays around here. This is where the fancy olive oil work goes.
Yeah.
Out. There you go. A very simple dish. It literally took 10 minutes to make. Again, it's very Mediterranean in every sense of the word, but it's got a lot of different countries, so it's a little more fun, simple dish that you can do with your friends and family, and it literally takes 5 to 10 minutes to make, and you can be the star of the show.
It's pretty amazing to see a chef cooking and you think, okay, I have all these ingredients, or I can get them at DR Delicacy, and we can make the same. So that's amazing. I know we're gonna put the kit online, and you can just buy it and then watch the video from Philippe Gaston. À bientôt, bon appétit, au revoir.